Manchester United are on fire at the moment. Before defeat to Arsenal, they were on fire, winning games for fun. This mostly does come down to the appointment of Erik ten Hag, the new Dutch manager experienced in bringing Ajax to a Champions League semi-final, has now took the hot seat at the Red Devils as he aims to lift them up. Our aims of this save are simple. We need to break the top two mould. Manchester City, Arsenal, and I guess you can consider Liverpool have to be brushed aside. Another one is to shove it to the Glazers and spend the money that we have, 204 million on the players that we need to become a successful club. And the final one is a big one. I want to win every single competition there is. I'm not saying doing it all in one season, but we've got to win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, and of course the Premier League. Sorry, Papa John's trophy. So strap in for a big road ahead of us because we've got to rebuild the Red Devils all the way up. Yes, people, welcome to the new save on the channel, Manchester United, episode number 1. I did look for some red clothing. Only the Bursaspor kit, it will do. As you can see, we've changed Erik ten Hag, the swole ten Hag. I think he's very chunky in this game. Not shaming at all. We've put him in the tracksuit of Man United. I see him mostly in tracksuits. 204 million that we spoke about. Heavy board expectations. That's the Glazers doing. No Ronaldo, of course. We're going to disable international strict transfers who wanted a tad realistic. And I am going to try and sculpture the transfers around Erik ten Hag's preferable signings, I would think. Like players that he might want, some Dutch players, a mix, but we're not going to try and go too unrealistic. And the first thing we'll check is if we have a class of 2023, or it'll just be 23, which we don't at all. Not very good rated in the youth. I mean, Zach Smith, the Canadian, looks best. And they all look like they're in the right positions. Maybe no standout star. That will be tough for the long term, having a player play 50% of games. We're going to sign 3 young players. They want us to sign one of the best in the world. I would love to do. It's the Europa League this year. We'll count that as one of the trophies. They want us in the Champions League, winning the FA Cup, and a profit margin of over 250, which doable if we sell who we need to sell. And looking at the squad, we know there's not much quality in it, or there is, but it's not shining. Highest rated, of course, Casemiro, an absolute Rolls Royce. Bruno Fernandes, we want to keep. Of course, Marcus Rashford on flames. The defense, maybe a switch up. I'm not too sure. I, for one, in real life, am a fan of Wan-Bissaka, and dare to say it, Harry Maguire.
Oh my God!
He may get his opportunity as Jadon Sancho the same. We've got Scott McTominay, Garnacho, Pelistri, Elanga, some good youngsters. And there is a lot of players out on loan. Jack Butland, Dean Henderson, Grimsby Town legend. Didn't play much for us, but we love singing Dino. Alex Telles, Eric Bailly. So we do have some okay youngsters as well going through. And the issue is, I do want to kind of use the youngsters a little bit. So having not the greatest squad on paper is probably a plus. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better than a lot of starting teams that you do have, but it's good for me. I like the team. As I've already touched on it, he's doing great in real life. I want him to keep doing great is Marcus Rashford. I believe this is the team I will start going with. Rashford as the striker, Sancho on the left. That's 3 very tricky and very troublesome players up forward. I mean, Weghorst, probably my bench player. And I am sorry, but Martial's probably out of favour with me. It's always worth gouging which players are out of contract soon. David De Gea, Phil Jones, Tuanzebe, Garnacho, Tom Heaton. I believe all of them players have to improve in terms of game time to try and impress me. We, of course, are taking the role as a godlike figure, looking down on Ten Hag and just telling him how to do stuff. As we do begin the season after pre-season with Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Not an easy fixture. Tottenham in there as well. Little bit of a juicy start. As our Europa League group, Sociedad, Zalgiris, Lubin and Kilmarnock of Scotland. A lot easier than the Prem. And Angel Di Maria popping up on the players to sign. I can't see him liking Manchester again. And Nautovic as well. Is this real life? As a crucial thing to do as well is send one of these scouts to the Netherlands. It is, of course, Ten Hag's area. He can't stay away. And so can't players for our youngsters, who I do intend on loaning quite a lot of these. And one that's really, really intriguing me is Fanculo Pelistri. Not really heard of him, but he looks quality. As the first one to leave is Robbie Savage's son, Charlie Savage. He's going to go on loan to the Switzerland side, Sion. And joining him will be Shotidire. He's going to Eibar. I hope he finds A bit of form there. Another player that really does look like he can come through these ranks. As our first game of pre-season, of course, against the old boss in Jose Mourinho, Roma will go down as a defeat due to Tammy Abraham scoring. Now with Chelsea up this month, that doesn't fill me with confidence. An ex-Chelsea player scoring? Bit superstitious. BVB straight after this. A player that I do want to sign does play for BVB. As another player going out on loan. I'm going to keep hush-hush on who it is. As Zidane Ebukwal will go to Argentinos Juniors. Decent move for some game time as Miguel Merino. Juve, good signing. Showed me on the news bit. Of course, our team not changing. No rating changes as well. And not really anybody out apart from the loan boys. Not many bids in for our players. This could be a save where we actually keep a thick amount of the first team here that starts here in the squad going into the season. Usually we sell and we move them around as BVB. We do get the better of Haller scoring, but Bruno Fernandes and Antony. He, of course, a player who turned up very well against Arsenal, but people are starting to turn on him, wanting more in terms of contribution. So we've got to keep our eye firmly on that Brazilian. And we actually do get an offer in, finally. This one is Mateus Reis, plus a little bit for Scott McTominay, a player that I want to shine. I do. Even though Camasso's in his role. Or Camarasso. No, it's not Camarasso. It's Casemiro. Jeez, I need to look at my Man United names. As Scott McTominay, he's staying. The special one chose him, but the even specialer one will make him a hero. And I don't like that I've just called myself that. The specialer one. Let's try and start off with a signing, shall we? Let's kick this into action. Before that, though, we're going to buy 3 5-star scouts. Henry Brook, Charles Armstrong, and Vladimir Lagunov. I did mention putting a player out of position up front. But Daniel Malen of BVB is 23 years old. He's a Dutch player, of course, will go straight into Ten Hag's good books. Him and Weghorst know each other very well, the likes of Malacia, Daniel van de Beek. He'll fit in. Daniel Malen, he's kind of just moved to BVB. He's pacey. He's got the build of a Man United forward, like Sancho, like Antony. I'm not going to be paying his release clause. I'm going to be cheeky, I think, and try and get him cheaper. I'm going to start low with 20 million. Luke Shaw in the deal is a no-no. We will offer 20 again, and there's no point in arguing, he says. Okay, I'm going to hold out on him. I still feel I could come back to Donny. I'll just switch it straight to the other side of the field and getting a big centre-back in. We're going to go for Pau Torres, the Spaniard from Villarreal. Linked to Man United before, but the links have died down. We want to reignite them by getting his signature. This guy, of course, will be more expensive, and I'm not paying the huge release clause on him. Gonna bang on his evaluation, but 59 is way off mine. I went with a 44, but it looks like they're just not going to speak to me if I don't get this right. 48. It's a lot less, and they need a little time. Okay. Villarreal not saying no, so he's telling me there's a chance. As Milan for our final pre-season game. Yes, I'm playing the main squad a couple of times. I want it to perform well. Gonna keep the core squad the same with youngsters sprinkled in. As Shaw does score in a 1-0 win over Milan. Very nicely done, as it takes his rating up as well. Just a brilliant performance from him. As the offer for Pau Torres was accepted at 48 and he's wanting to speak quick. Sorry, Mr. Pau, we're gonna get to you. Hope the receptionist didn't lock him in overnight, as of course we'll be offering him the crucial role. This guy will definitely be a starting centre-half. Ferran, Martinez and Pau too, of course, rotate because he's been playing second fiddle to Luke Shaw in centre-back. One thing that Ten Hag does offer as well, which I didn't mention in the intro, is he's going to try and implement a bit of a wage strategy. I can still put the bonuses on, but I'm going to try and keep the wages low. Try and tempt the lad with a clean sheet bonus. 67 is what we're offering. He wants 87. Settle on 80, mate, and you've got yourself a deal. He is very adamant on taking 87. Wait, we're Man United, you're not speaking back to us. As there we go, he'll finally accept it. He wasn't going to let this opportunity pass him by. As Pau Torres is welcomed as the new number, I don't know what number he's going to have on them shorts, number 3 at the back. Board very happy with it. If only they'd sign players like that in real life. As another player goes out in Charlie McNeil to Hanover and loan for a couple of months, and I think that could be a good one. McNeil, that is, as well. Player that could feature when he comes back. Oh, and an offer for Rashford. That's tasty. Sociedad, who are in our group in the Champions League, but 52 million, not enough for Ash. With Chelsea beckoning another loanee going out don't have to care about it. And now we've got to pick a squad. We've played the same team all season, but does Pau Torres jump straight in? He won't for me. I'm going to give Martinez the chance to start ahead of him. Of course, both will be pushing each other all the way, but for the rest of the team, it really speaks for itself. We've got Rashford up front, Antony and Sancho either side, Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka will be my fullbacks. One player I've not touched on is Christian Eriksen, still in the middle of the park. I'm going to trust him. Midfield could be an area for the future that we'll work on, but not now, because Chelsea are in town, or we're going in town to Chelsea in London for the first game of the Premier League season. Are we going to start with this huge build with a win? And here we are, the illustrious bridge. I mean, even Kante starting. I'm pretty sure that's so Aubameyang. Feels good to be back in England, as Aubameyang does start with Mykhailo Mudryk and Theo Hernandez, or Lucas Hernandez, it probably is at centre-back. Man United are a team that's had the luck going here to the bridge in recent years. Martinez with a big tackle. The butcherer is Cucurella into Mykhailo Mudryk. Aubameyang took by Fernandez. Oh, he almost got there again. Couple of high-flying tackles as we can't let Mudryk score. Aubameyang, edge of the box. Aubameyang messes it up. Really needing Jadon Sancho's recovery arc or redemption arc to flourish in this save. Big part of my plans as Mendy can get caught on the ball. I'm liking the high press. Of course, I have tried to implement Erik Ten Hag's tactics. Mykhailo Mudryk catches Varane in the face. Straight onto Marcus Rashford. And here is Sancho. He lost the ball, but Casemiro now finds fellow Brazilian. And Casemiro now over the top. Gonna go out wide. That's a ball whipped in. Sancho. I would love to start the season off with a win as well. Jadon Sancho cuts inside. Sancho leaving it for Marcus Rashford. Takes a touch. Marcus Rashford scores just after half an hour. Bowing to the United fans in front of course, Chelsea's away end. Brilliant scenes. Now, I've heard rumours Man United may have the best away fans in the country. I don't know if it's true or not. Not making any judgments for myself. But it will be good to see the scenes there on opening day. Frankly, fantastic as Mason Mount gets caught out by Varane. Good touch as Reece James is released down this side. I want half-time badly. Koulibaly was up there in the box. Jadon Sancho looks for a very quiet Antony, but what a first half. As you've done nothing to disappoint. We do need to keep consistency up though, something that Man United can lack, so that doesn't happen in this save. We aim to pile the pressure on further. Mendy passing it out to Koulibaly. He's caught out. Antony whipping it towards, I think that's Eriksen. I think that's why Weghorst was really signed, actually. Jadon Sancho with the ball out wide here into Luke Shaw. He will try and cut that back. He went around Fernandez. Mykhailo Mudryk now into Jorginho. Mudryk finds a ball. David De Gea, first test, first big save. That was brilliant. Ball into the box. Wan-Bissaka will put it to Fred, who just air kicks it. Weghorst joins the field of play as it's a free kick. It was Fred again with the handball, and now we've got to defend. A good set piece. Wan-Bissaka does it as Anthony Elanga. Rhythm is a dancer. He's got to get past Cucurella here. He's on for Anthony. It's a brilliant cut inside from Anthony Elanga. Here he is. Through on goal. Oh, what a finish against the Blues at the bridge. Silky Swede on that wing. Oh, he absolutely sends Marc Cucurella and the number 36 past Mendy. Surely we beat Chelsea on opening day away. Scott McTominay, like I did say, coming onto the field. Him and Dillo for sure. And Casemiro as Sancho. Are we sure that it's going to just be two? Strive for more as Bruno Fernandes with the free kick shot into Rafa Varane. He hooks one straight out wide. Diogo Dalot. That is a brilliant area to put a ball. No one jumping on that is absolutely criminal. As a quick 1-2. Oh, David De Gea with the save. No clean sheet though, because clinical Kai with the second shot. Maybe that makes him not so clinical. Either way, he's pegged one back for Chelsea. Need a big finish to guarantee the points. Goals from Anthony Elanga and Marcus Rashford could settle it here at Chelsea. Elanga's on a run again, looking for the back post. He's still opting for the passing around the back approach as well as Christian Pulisic into Havertz, but the whistle's gone already. And it is a 2-1 win against the Red Devils. Oh, not against them. They actually are in charge. Chelsea, I've managed so much, I've even forgot which team I am. Straight after, it looks like someone like Dalot. 7 million offered from PSG. I'm going to try and squeeze more out. Give us 49. You know you want to. Just go up to that. Even 47, as it's a deal. We have scammed them out of an extra 10 mil. That'd be fantastic if it went through. Just a bit of money injected. And it does, you know. Diego Dalot straight away out the building. He was keen to get his big move to Paris Saint-Germain. 43 into the bank gives us even more money than we started off with. That's brilliant, as Southampton will be a simulated game and we need to carry this on. And it's a weird move, but in steps Harry Maguire. We needed another right-footed centre-back. He will fit the bill. We've got Martinez in there and Fred. We won't joke ourselves. It's easily enough to beat Southampton and it does the job. Ward-Prowse, of course, scoring, but Bruno Fernandes and Sancho late on. Redemption begins. 2 wins from 2, 6 from 6, and we are second in the league to Aston Villa. Still joint top as Tottenham are the next big game, as Leicester City want Maguire back. An offer that does include James Justin, who could be the replacement for Diego Dalot. And that could be a deal I get behind. I'm going to accept that, because he could just be the cover we're looking for. Even willing to take a wage cut to come to Man United, that shows that he may believe in Ten Hag's project. And it's all agreed if Maguire goes with it. But still Benfica want him. No, I just think the swap deal's good enough. And I believe having a quick game against Tottenham as well gives us the chance to go and get Daniel Malen. We'll offer the 22 million, not go any short this time. And they want Harry Maguire. We offered 24, they still want 32. They are going to try and get the most. 28 should be settled with, and they will take time with it. Probably the worst time to think about it, because we've got Tottenham, as James Justin we've got as well. Harry Maguire going back to Leicester. Maybe there's a rebuild there with Brendan Rodgers. It says we get an F. Still, I will take James Justin. I will take him. Don't get why that's an F. It's a young-ish English player. Malassi can now go on the bench fully, and Justin can be a backup right back when needed, because I'm trusting Wan-Bissaka. Oh, and they actually did reply. They've said yes to Daniel Malen. He could be in before this big game against Tottenham. Does he take rotational? He will. Another player that does believe in this project. He wants a wage increase, which is kind of fair enough. Gonna try and get that down a little bit to 76. Bigger bonus. He'll take 84. I mean, we did get Pau Torres on a little wage. And he agrees on the 80k when we give him a bigger signing on bonus to sign for one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's done his fitness tests and he's meeting up with the boss. Another Dutchman through the door in Dutch Donny. Another player through the door, which unfortunately does knock Anthony Martial down in my standards a little bit further, of course, because I'm going to have Weghorst as third choice, Daniel Malen as that second behind the main man, Marcus. As we do have Tottenham next as well. Any bids before the Tottenham game? I mean, Ajax want Victor Lindelof, which I am going to turn down. I still believe we've got a big signing in the tank left. Players on international duty, there's a lot. Scott McTominay want to buy Liverpool. No. Juan Zebe wants to play. Donny van de Beek wants game time. And this is my team for Tottenham. We've got a Langer in there, Jadon Sancho, and a couple of changes, including Eriksen back in. I've gone ahead and put Donny on the bench. He asked nicely. Malen and Torres, the two new signings so far, and Malacia. Very excited for Tottenham, but we're not going to get onto it today. Thank you very much for watching the first episode. If you do want to see my rebuild of course, Gillingham or Everton, click on the screen somewhere now because it should be showing up. Subscribe in the middle, and I'll see you all for that next one.